Dear student teachers, first year DEL Ed students, today we are going to discuss a very important area in ECCE, Early Childhood Care and Education. The area is assessment in early childhood education. What's meant by assessment in early childhood education? Why should we assess children in early childhood stage? What are its benefits? How is this assessment help us to strengthen the quality of education at early childhood level? These items we shall discuss in detail. Childhood assessment is a process of gathering information about a child, reviewing the information and then using the information to plan educational activities that are at a level the child can understand and is able to learn from. Assessment is a critical part of a high quality early childhood program. Hence, dear student teachers, we can understand that assessment is very important process in the field of education. Same in the case of early childhood stage. This is a process of gathering information. We gather information from the various sources and we review the information. Then by using this information, we make some conclusions. These conclusions will help us to plan in a wonderful way to provide good quality education to our children at early childhood stage. Dear student teachers, now we can try to understand what is the purpose of assessment. Why is assessment important in early childhood education? Assessment provides educators, parents, and families with critical information about a child's development and growth. It helps to provide a record of growth in all developmental areas. That means it gives information about the development of the child in various areas such as cognitive, physical, motor development, language development, social emotional development, and approaches of the child to learning. This information is clearly given in assessment. This is point number one. That means in point number one, it explains that it provides a record of growth in all developmental areas: cognitive, physical, motor, language, social, emotional, and approaches to learning. Point number two, it helps to identify children who may need additional support and determine if there is a need for intervention or support services. The point number two explains us that assessment helps us to identify slow learners. We call them as future learners or late bloomers. You know, dear student teachers, in our classroom there is no backward child or slow learner. These terms are banished. There is no place in our dictionary. We can't call them as slow learners or backward children. We use special names. They are late bloomers or future learners. That means in our classroom there are two types of children. Some are present learners, some are future learners. Hence, we have to identify these future learners and we can provide necessary support to learn well. Point number three, it helps educators to plan individualized instruction. We call it as personalized instruction, and it helps a child or a group of children that are at the same stage of development. That means we can provide personalized or individualized instruction as per the needs, interests, abilities, attitudes, aptitudes of the children. Next, point number 4, it helps us to identify the strengths and weaknesses within a program. That means we implement one program in one academic year. This assessment will also helps us to identify the strengths and weaknesses in our present implementing educational program in our schools. With the help of this, we can design wonderful and most appropriate suitable program. Next point, that means point number 5, it provides a common ground between educators and parents or families to use in collaborating on a strategy to support their child. Hence, dear student teachers, this assessment helps parents, educators, and teachers to have common understanding and to develop a wonderful plan in collaboration to strengthen the quality of education in our schools. Now, we shall understand what are different child assessment methods. We follow two types of methods for the purpose of assessment. Number 1, informal methods. Number 2, formal methods. Generally, in early childhood care and education, we follow informal methods such as natural observations, collecting data and children's work for portfolios, using educator and teacher ratings. Sometimes we also follow formal methods. Formal methods such as questionnaires, standardized testing. These both methods are effective and can help inform educators and parents about child's progress. Generally, we follow informal methods. Let's understand informal methods of assessment. Observations. Observations is a very important tool of assessment at early childhood care. Observations can be made with minimal or no instruction into children's activities. Educators can observe all areas of development, including intellectual, linguistic, social, emotional, and physical development on a regular basis. We shall have separate records. Soon after the completion of our observation, we enter the information in the record. These records are also known as anecdotal records. Dear student teachers, here we can conclude that observations is one famous tool or important tool for the purpose of conducting assessment at early childhood care and education. Here in observations, we observe the various activities of the children. We record the performance of the children in their personal records. These records are also known as anecdotal records. We may have separate record for every child, and the information or observations will be recorded soon after our observations. For example, you may be in one language class. You observe the wonderful communication skills of a child while he is narrating a picture or describing a picture or saying a story, or sometimes you observe the children while they are in the playground. Sometimes you can find their abilities in the garden work, in various activities. For example, sometimes they may be involved in different activities such as painting. That means paintings, then paper cutting, and such type of activities we conduct in the classroom. Some leadership qualities also can be evaluated through observations, and they will be recorded for the purpose of future use of the child. Hence, these observations is a wonderful tool for the purpose of assessment at early childhood education. Next one is portfolios. That means portfolios are a record of data that is collected through the work children have produced over a period of time. The collection clearly shows the progress of a child's development. Portfolios can be important tool in helping facilitate partnership between teachers and parents. This is a portfolio records. That means various products of the child's. For example, child may draw a picture, child may perform an activity. The children its products will be collected and they will be filed, recorded. These are called portfolios. Then next one is educator ratings. Educator ratings are useful assessing children's cognitive and language abilities as well as their social emotional development. These ratings can be linked to other methods of assessment such as standardized testing or other assessment tools. Dear student teachers, here educator ratings, that means we develop a rating, very good, good, needs improvement, needs help. For example, in this way, uh, this is one rating scale. With like this, we develop some rating scales and we use them when the student is performing, is showing his abilities in various areas such as language, it may be social emotional areas, or sometimes uh, in various activities they may perform, and this data will be recorded by using rating scales. Then parent ratings. Parents also give wonderful information about the performance of their kids. This information also helps us to assess the performance and growth of the child. Hence, we should integrate parents into the assessment process. Parents who are encouraged to observe and listen to their child can help detect and target important milestones and behaviors in their child's development. Hence, in this way, dear student teachers, we use uh, informal ways of assessment methods in order to assess child's development at early childhood stage. That means number one is observation, number two is portfolios, number three is educators' ratings, number five is parents' ratings. Then we already explained that we have one other way of assessment, that is formal way of assessment, that is standardized tests. Standardized tests or tests created to fit a set of testing standards. These tests are administered and scored in a standard manner and are often used to assess the performance of children in a program. Very good, dear children, student teachers. Wish you very good luck. All the best. And you can prepare notes by with the help of this a small video, and it will help you to perform well in your examinations. Wish you good luck. All the best, my dear student teachers.